But I'm afraid of a pack of sheep led by lions. I came here to raise lions. I came here to provoke you. I came here to disrupt you. I came here to set that fire inside you. No matter the recession in the forest, a lion will never eat grass. Monkey know the bongo. No. A lion is not the tallest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fattest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fastest animal in the jungle. So if you ask the lion, did you pass your fastest animal exam? He will say no. Did you pass the longest animal in the jungle? He will say no. Did you pass the biggest animal in the jungle exam? He will say no. Did you pass the wisest animal in the jungle? So what did you get in fastest? F. What did you get in strongest? F. What did you get in this one? F. What did you get in this one? F. So in your school set exam, you get F, 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 F. No problem. But yet he's the king of the jungle. Your academics is not a guarantee for your success. Keep your first class one side. Keep your 2-1 one side. Keep your 2-2 one side. Show me your attitude. A lion will look at an elephant. He say, I will eat this. Because that is how he thinks. An elephant will see it and run away. It is not a function of your size. It is a function of your attitude. Walk to that person and say, you need to be in this platform. Otherwise, you'll look for me tomorrow. Start talking to them now. Stop pitching them. Time is ticking. TikTok. Where are my lions? Can I hear you say, Ahoo? So at this point in time, it is important that you know that decisions make men. What decision do you want to take today? What decision do you want to happen in your life? What decision do you want to see in 5 years' time? Everybody overestimates what you can accomplish in 1 year, but you underestimate what you can accomplish in 5 years. Stop thinking short term. Think about the long term. Money follows attention. You are too quiet for success. Once you make noise, you command attention. Hey. We don't show. Everybody was born naked. Everybody. There is nobody I know that came out with shoes. iPad, BlackBerry, nobody. Everybody came out naked. The only thing a baby comes out is the fear of falling down and the fear of a loud noise. Every other thing you learned to be poor. So if you're going to be successful, you have to unlearn poverty and learn success. Unlearn poverty and learn success. I was tired of 1,000, 5,000, 20,000. I was tired. My brother, small money is bad. So I wrote on my wall 100 million. I wrote it on the wall, big with paper. I will lie down by my bed on the floor. When I wake up, it's 100 million. I see. I wrote it on my ceiling, 100 million. When I turn like this, 100 million. Turn like this, 100 million. In my bedroom. Turn like this, 100 million. My toilet, when I'm sitting on the throne, 100 million. This book will not pass me by. Whatever you look on, once there is a will, there will always be a will. I put a target on my mind, 100 million. And I put a time, 1 year. 1 year. When you put a target and a time, direction will appear. What is your target? What time do you have? When you put a time and a target, you turn to a madman. The world does not excuse the road for human beings. It's when you are mad, the road will clear. Stop thinking about 500,000. When you have a time and a target, everything changes. Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, my mentor, my boss, says in Africa, when a gazelle wakes up, it has to run faster than the fastest lion, otherwise it will be eaten. It says also in that same Africa, when a lion wakes up, it has to run faster than the fastest gazelle, otherwise faster than the fastest gazelle, otherwise it will not eat. The moral of the story is whether you are a gazelle or a lion, when you wake up, laugh all you want. I am too busy building an empire. God bless you. Have a fantastic day. Ahoo! Ahoo! God bless you. If you want to change your position, get angry with your present condition. When you walk in faith, God shows up. Numbers chapter 1 verse 18. 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 45 says if you are 20 years old, you are able to. I expect you to get angry to find out how do you become independent now. Between the ages of 13 to 19, you should be training yourself to win, to dominate the market, so that by 20 you can take a decision. Tradition has held our boys and our women down. Stay in your house till they are 30, till they are 35 years old. Then when a man stays till 30 years old, what do you want the man to do? Because when cement has gotten dry, it becomes set. It becomes set. The problem with Africa, Nigeria, is free food. Because anybody that gives you free food stops you from thinking. Two things changed me totally. One was time and two was target. Once I put my time on ground and my target, I look like a madman. A man with a vision is a madman until the vision comes to pass. You cannot pull me out like this because I am hungry to win. Except you are ready to eat this kind of spirit, you are not making progress anywhere. A case in point, I just had Thinkation 2019. The year before that, I had 700 people. But this year, I said to myself that I wanted 5,000 people to register for it. In a space of 2 months, I had 7,000 people registered. When the event came, there were 3,500 people in attendance. So that tells me that I can do more. Once you put time on any project, time on any assignment, time on anything, it changes who your friends are. It changes who you talk to. It changes where you go. If your friends are the same ones you had 5 years ago till today, that means you have not made progress. If you want to change your position, get angry with your present condition. When you walk in faith, God shows up. Numbers chapter 1 verse 18. 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 45 says if you are 20 years old, you are able to. I expect you to get angry to find out how do you become independent now. Between the ages of 13 to 19, you should be training yourself to win, to dominate the market, so that by 20 you can take a decision. Tradition has held our boys and our women down. Stay in your house till they are 30, till they are 35 years old. Then when a man stays till 30 years old, what do you want the man to do? Because when cement has gotten dry, it becomes set. It becomes set. The problem with Africa, Nigeria, is free food. Because anybody that gives you free food stops you from thinking.
Hi, Collins. How are you doing? I can't hear you. Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
If you want to change your position, get angry with your present condition. When you walk in faith, God shows up. Numbers chapter 1 verse 18. 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 45. Says if you are 20 years old, you are able to do. I expect you to get angry to find out how do you become independent now. Between the ages of 13 to 19, you should be training yourself to win, to dominate the market, so that by 20 you can take a decision. Tradition has held our boys and our women down. Stay in your house till they are 30, till they are 35 years old. Then when a man stays till 30 years old, what do you want the man to do? Because when cement has gotten dry, it becomes set. It becomes set. The problem with Africa, Nigeria, is free food. Because anybody that gives you free food stops you from thinking.
Lord, it is Lord, it is me. It is me.
All right, sir. Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, I can hear you, though the volume is very faint. Can you hear me?
Okay,
Can you hear me
welcome. Good.
clearly?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the
The
DIC
volume is
African
very
podcast.
faint. I'm struggling to hear.
Oh, how about now, sir?
Sorry? It's not as audible as the Bonking audio that you were playing earlier.
Oh, okay. I'm coming back. Let me go for a break. I'll come back. I'll bring you back on the screen. Let me go for a break.
I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep, but I'm afraid of a pack of sheep led by lions. I came here to raise lions. I came here to provoke you. I came here to disrupt you. I came here to set that fire inside you. No matter the recession in the forest, a lion will never eat grass. Monkey no the bongo. No. A lion is not the tallest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fattest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fastest animal in the jungle. So if you ask the lion, did you pass your fastest animal exam? He will say no. Did you pass the longest animal in the jungle? He say no. Did you pass the biggest animal in the jungle exam? He will say no. Did you pass the wisest animal in the jungle? So what did you get in fastest? F. What did you get in strongest? F. What did you get in this one? F. What did you get in this one? F. So in your school set exam, you get F, 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 F. No problem. But yet he's the king of the jungle. Your academics is not a guarantee for your success. Keep your first class one side. Keep your 2-1 one side. Keep your 2-2 one side. Show me your attitude. A lion will look at an elephant. He say, I will eat this. Because that is how he thinks. An elephant will see it and run away. It is not a function of your size. It is a function of your attitude. Walk to that person and say, you need to be in this platform. Otherwise, you look for me tomorrow. Start talking to them now. Stop pitching them. Time is ticking. TikTok. Where are my lions? Can I hear you say, Ahoo? So at this point in time, it is important that you know that decisions make men. What decision do you want to take today? What decision do you want to happen in your life? What decision do you want to see in 5 years' time? Everybody overestimates what you can accomplish in 1 year, but you underestimate what you can accomplish in 5 years. Stop thinking short term. Think about the long term. Money follows attention. You are too quiet for success. Once you make noise, you command attention. Hey, we don't show. Everybody was born naked. Everybody. There is nobody I know that came out with shoes, iPad, BlackBerry. Nobody. Everybody came out naked. The only thing a baby comes out is the fear of falling down and the fear of a loud noise. Every other thing you learned to be poor. So if you're going to be successful, you have to unlearn poverty and learn success. Unlearn poverty and learn success. I was tired of 1,000, 5,000, 20,000. I was tired. My brother, small money is bad. So I wrote on my wall 100 million. I wrote it on the wall, big with paper. I will lie down by my bed on the floor. When I wake up, it's 100 million. I see. I wrote it on my ceiling, 100 million. When I turn like this, 100 million. Turn like this, 100 million. In my bedroom. Turn like this, 100 million. My toilet, when I'm sitting on the throne, 100 million. This book will not pass me by. Whatever you look on, once there is a will, there will always be a will. I put a target on my mind.
So how
100 million.
Sound now.
And I put a time, 1 year. 1 year. When you put a target and a time, direction will appear. What is your target? What time do you have? When you put a time and a target, you turn to a madman. The world does not excuse the road for human beings. It's when you are mad, the road will clear. Stop thinking about 500,000.
All right, sir. How is the sound now? Is it okay now?
It's a bit better, though still faint. I'm wondering how come the video you are playing is very audible. If you are using a headpiece, maybe remove that your earphone and see if it will be better directly.
Okay, it's better like this.
Sorry? Say something, let me hear.
Can you hear me better?
Anyway, right? Maybe we should just go on, but it's faint, so I have to be coming close to hear.
All right, no problem. Let me just... The sound is okay, right? Let's just start.
Sorry?
Okay, you should just help us to introduce yourself. Let us know who you are. Introduce yourself. Let us know who you are. Then you start with your topic. I will leave the stage now.
Okay, so but confirm that you can hear me clearly. Am I audible? Can you hear me clearly? Okay, great. I wish I could hear you the way you can hear me. Okay, my name is Treasure Kalu. I'm a sales and marketing expert, sales and marketing coach. I can't see you again. I hope we are still together. I believe that we are still together. So I help experts and entrepreneurs to close 7-figure deals faster. So you want to call me the 7-figure ticket closer. All right, that is me in a nutshell. In the last 7 to 8 years, I have worked with a couple of corporate brands in Nigeria, basically in the banking, insurance, and MSME sectors. I think that's Treasure Kalu in a nutshell. The rest you can find on my website, www.treasurekalu.com.
All right, welcome to DIC African podcast. I don't know if my sound is better now.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so today you are speaking on moving from zero to hero, tools and guides to accelerate to the next level. So I'll be backstage. So I'll be working on my mic, so you can take it from me.
Okay, but how do I get feedback? I always like to, maybe you can be sending me feedback on the chat from time to time while I quickly run through it.
Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem, no problem.
All right, so I'm assuming that you can all hear me. I would like feedback from time to time, especially in the chat menu, so that talking to me for having me here. Uh, you have asked me to talk about the tools and guides to accelerate the next level. The tools and guides to accelerate the next level. I'm hoping that within the next, say, 25 to 30 minutes, I should be able to run through it. The tools and guides to accelerate the next level. So, first things first, if we are talking about the next level, then we need to be sure what the next level truly is. So, what is the next level? What do you mean by the next level? The next level actually means different things to different people. What is the next level to me may not be the next level to Collins, may not be the next level to the person listening to me right now. So, the first thing you want to do is to sit down and ask yourself, what is that next level to me? When I was an undergraduate, my next level at that time was to graduate successfully with a degree, at least to get back home with something to show for the 5 years that I had spent studying engineering in school. That was the next level. At some point, going for NYSC was the next level. After NYSC, getting a job, a good paying job was the next level for me. Then at a time, getting married became the next level. After a while, having children became the next level. So if you look at the progression, the next level evolves. The next level evolves. And it's for you to define to yourself, to be true to yourself and know what your own next level is. Your next level must not be the next level of the other man. Somebody once says that don't judge your step one with somebody who is in his step 99. That is where we miss it, because our journeys are unique, our journeys are different, our battles also are different. So, having established that, I would say generally that the next level is simply have in mind that defines what success is to you at a time. And I can guarantee you that what you call success today may not be what you will call success tomorrow. I remember when I was yet to drive my first car. At that time, I saw having a car as a next level. I saw it as success. Yeah, not the totality of what success is, but it was a subset of success. It was something that shows at least some level of progress. But I came to realize that, oh, after I bought my first car, it didn't really mean so much to me. Like the way I was feeling like, oh, once I buy the car, I would just be swimming in heaven. I would just, I will be happy all the days of my life. I eventually realized that having a car also comes with a lot of responsibilities. From time to time, you have to take that car for maintenance. You have to fuel the car. There are a lot of things that come with owning a car. So it's over time it wouldn't fall under a next level item to me, because even from that first car, I have moved to another car and targeting another one. So, but for you, understand what it is, because once you understand it, it is about attain the Maslow hierarchy of human needs is a knowledge in management science that shows the hierarchy of human needs. The bottom of the pyramid is just like a pyramid. The bottom of the pyramid, is very wide. While the top, the teeth is very tiny. That means we have more people at the bottom than we have at the top. And at the lowest bottom, the needs of most people there is survival. What to eat, what to wear, the roof over their head, And then from there, you progress. Depending on where you are in your hierarchy of human need, you need to understand these tools, because the same principles will guide you through every next level. The methodologies may not be the same, but is about the same principles. So what are the tools? I'm going to sound a bit unconventional if you're expecting me to start talking about money, because most times when we talk about the next level, most people are always thinking money. Money, no. Money is actually a subset of the next level. Money is actually a result, is an effect. All right. It is something that happens as a result of another thing. So I'm not really going to be talking about money. If you came here thinking I'm going to talk about tech tools that will make you sell online, that will make you, that's not what I am here to do. You can register for online courses, you can do all of that, but I want to talk to you about principles, because if I come to tell you about tech tools, I believe this thing will be on YouTube maybe for another 5, 10 years or even more. The tech tools that I'm teaching you today in 10 years' time would have changed. It's very possible that in 10 years' time, we would not be using Instagram. It's very possible. It's very possible that in 10 years' time, we may not even be using Facebook. It might have metamorphosed into something else. Now everybody is talking about AI everywhere, AI, chat, GPT. We're not sounding all AI-ish barely a year ago. So that's why I'm not going to focus on tech tools today. Because if you understand what I'm about to share, you can always take care of the tech tools. So the first tool that I want to mention, if you want to accelerate yourself to the next level, is to have a clear-cut vision of what you want out of life. Have a clear-cut vision of what you want out of life. What do you want out of life? Why are you here? What have a clear-cut vision of that? And when I say clear-cut vision, don't get me wrong, that clear-cut vision, that clarity is not going to come immediately. So I'm not saying you wake up tomorrow and then you just get it so clearly. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to become. No, it's going to come to you in phases. Your life's purpose is not going to come to you as a blueprint. It's going to come to you as a scroll. You know how a scroll is? It opens gradually. It's just like you driving in the middle of the night. You are on a trip that is maybe 50 kilometers, on a 50-kilometer trip, and you're driving in the night, and your car's headlamp can barely see 100 meters ahead of you. Now, you are not going to say, oh, because you can't see down to 1,000 kilometers, because you cannot see up to, say, 10 kilometers ahead of you, you are not going to drive. You are just going to keep driving that 10 meters ahead of you that you can see. Every 10 meter you drive is taking you a bit further until you have covered your entire distance. That is how it is. And I need to say that clarity is born out of confusion. Before you get clarity, you must first pass through a phase of confusion. I don't know what phase you are
Yes,
in right
yes.
now if you're listening to me, but there is always that phase of confusion. So I graduated out of the university. I studied engineering, and in my head, I will graduate, get a good engineering job, work in an engineering company, earn good engineering salary, worked for maybe 10, 15 years. When I've made enough money, I will now resign. When I resign, I start what I'm really passionate about, which is speaking, training, human development. But then I graduated, I didn't get a job. I applied for several jobs, I didn't get any. I got called for a few interviews, I still didn't get any job. That was confusion. I was stuck. So, what is the next level? How do I move from here? I was really, really confused. But in the midst of that confusion, I started trying out different things. I remember when I started on this journey, I used to be known most and generally as a motivational speaker. So, a real motivational speaker, public speaker, inspirational speaker. That's how the name Inspiring TK came about. That was it. I just inspired people. I had my BlackBerry phone. Then every morning I would send a broadcast on BlackBerry motivation, but it was not being monetized. Then at some point, I was even a love coach. I used it. I had a Facebook group when Facebook groups were not even a big thing yet. I had a Facebook group that I called the Love Bible, and people were bringing their love issues to me. I was counseling them. I was even invited on radio several times to talk about love. When I was on campus as a campus fellowship leader, I taught about love in campus fellowship. I gave counsel, but the irony is my own relationships were also not working. But then from there, I metamorphosed into another thing. Then at some point, I was doing social media management, managing social media pages, Facebook, Instagram. You know, I think that was the first thing that gave me money online. So at some point I started with one client, then I had two, then I had three, then at some point I had seven, at some point I had 10. And I was doing all these things by myself. I was literally spending all my entire day on my laptop and on my phone, creating content for people, managing their pages. You see the metamorphosis. At some point, I was in network marketing. I also made some good money in network marketing. So you don't just wake up and you get clarity immediately. You must have been through a lot of paths before it finally dawns on you. That's why it's good for you to start early so that you have enough time to make all your mistakes and correct them. Until eventually, about 7, 8 years ago, I went through another season of transformation, another season of evolution, where I said, man, my name has to be known by a niche. And that one was another confusion on itself. How do I let go of all these things that I've built where I've been known and then just choose a niche? But talking with mentors, registering for some online courses, belonging to different communities, talking with can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. The other time I was not hearing, but now I can hear you.
Okay, so eventually, I think it was about 7 years ago that this level of clarity where I am in now as a sales and marketing coach. In the last 7 years, I have at least established some level of influence and authority in this space. So I have trained at least 5 or more of the top major banks in Nigeria. Nigeria, about three of the major insurance companies in Nigeria, several MSMEs, and then several individuals in and out of Nigeria, one-on-one coaching in sales and marketing. And even as I am here, my eyes are on the next level, important because this level of clarity makes me know that this is my domain, but there are other expressions, there are other places where I need to stamp my authority, there are other things I need to do. So, can you see the evolution? I took you through all of this story to let you know that clarity comes out of confusion. It is an evolution, it doesn't come immediately. But if you don't have it in mind that you need to get clarity, you will never even get it in the first place. If you are just living life by default, let's take it as it comes, you will not make anything significant out of your life. So that brings me to the end of point number one, having a clear-cut vision of what you want out of life. And things like influence, impact, those are the things that really count. Many young people say money, but one day you will have so much money that you will realize that money in itself does not even bring fulfillment. It's the things you do with money that determines whether you will get fulfilled or not. That's why a lot of wealthy people today, they are heavily invested in philanthropy because they have come to realize that in spite of having money, buying all the luxury cars, living the premium life and all that, there is still a vacuum in their soul. And that vacuum can only be filled when you connect with your true essence as a human being, as a creation of God. And that is impact, touching another life, lighting up the candle of another person. Awesome. So number two tool that I will share with you if you want to accelerate to the next level is get an education, and let it be on an ongoing basis. Get an education. Guys, go to school. Go to school. Yes, I know there are a lot of motivational speeches out there that encourages you, say, oh, it's not about you going to school, it's not about your degree. Oh, they will tell you Mark Zuckerberg is a dropout. Who else is a dropout? Again, Steve Jobs is a dropout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Men and brethren, a dropout in the United States is not the same as a dropout in Nigeria or in Ghana or in Africa. They are totally different. You must understand that as an African, you are working from a disadvantaged position. Your passport as a Nigerian has a lot of limitation. There are many locations of the world that you cannot access with your green passport. But an American can access over 170 countries of the world without the need for visa. That alone is an advantage. So he may not have gone to school, but he has access to location, and traveling is a big form of education. But your passport will not grant you so much access. So don't fall into that myth of, many successful people in the world today, they are dropouts. And when I say many successful, name how many. If I say, give me 500 highly successful people in the whole world that are dropouts, you cannot list 500. Where we miss it is we just take a few isolated cases and we build a thesis around that. That is where we miss it. Even the Mark Zuckerberg that we talk about, at some point he went back to school. So please, it is better for you to have a degree and not need it than for you to need it and not have it. Let me say that again. It is better for you to have a degree and not need it than for you to need it and not have it. I have a degree in engineering. I've not done anything, so to speak, with that degree, but I have it. And let me tell you, there are global opportunities today that you cannot access if you don't have a university degree. with all the tech skills, with all the soft skills. There are some opportunities that, yes, you can show them that you can do this thing, but they need you to be certified by a professional body, by an institution, because that is how the rules in such organizations work. So get an education. But I also need to say that education goes beyond the four walls of the conventional classroom. But I wanted to speak about that first, because these are some people say, oh, I don't need to go to the university. I will go on YouTube. See, there are a lot of things you still cannot get on YouTube. The purpose of education, of the formal education, is to even put some sort of structure in your life to help you build a level of routine and discipline that helps you in life. When we were in the university, for you to get to lecture on time, you had to wake up at a certain time. You had to read for you to pass. There are things. There were lecturers that we had that if you enter their class 5 minutes after they get in, you will not be allowed to enter. So even that system, that regimented system, had a way of building you for the next level. I may not be working with engineering today, but the discipline, that's why your certificate will say you have been worthy to be issued a degree, because you've been found worthy in character and in learning. So character development is part of what you get out of a formal institution. And of course, networking. People don't go to Harvard, Yale, Cambridge, and all of these Ivy Leagues just because they just want to get a degree. That's where you get connection. For example, the person I marry today, I met that person in school. Some of my big relationships today, I met them in school. All right, so let's get that clear. I'm saying this because some weeks ago or months ago, a gentleman on Twitter just came and said, oh, he just dropped out of school and it's the best decision he has made in his life. Da, 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 da. He's making some money with affiliate marketing. Oh, I said, okay. So I advised him. I said, please, if I will advise you, please try, go back to school and complete. Because there are opportunities in this life you may not be able to access without that education. Even a lot of us say want to jackpot. You cannot get express entry into Canada and many of all these countries without your degree. Having your degree has a point that is cost for you. But this guy was arguing left, right, and center with me, and I don't know how to argue, so I just left him. But I truly wish him the best. That does not mean that success in life is totally predicated on your going to school, but life is dynamic. Like I said, it's better for you to have it and not need it than for you to need it and not have it. All right, so get an education and let it be on an ongoing basis. From experience, I can tell you that real education even starts after graduation, because then you are out of the four walls of the formal institution of learning. You are now dominate, where a lot of challenges will be thrown at you, a lot of disruptions will be thrown at you, and somehow you should be able to find your way through. You should be able to research. You should be able to make adjustments. You should be able to learn quickly and execute quickly. All of those things. So number two, get an education on an ongoing basis. Please get a degree. Go to the university. Go to the polytechnic. Get some level of formal education. Beyond you registering for a course by Treasure Kalu or by Mr. XYZ, beyond all of that, go to a formal institution, have a certification. If you are good with managing projects, try and get a project management certification. If you are good with networking, try and go and get CCNA, Cisco certified, PMP certified, and all of these things, Oracle certified. You never can tell when you need them. When you see
Mm.
children of wealthy men like Otedola, DJ, Kupi, I think that's her name, recently, not too long ago, had got her master's from, I think, Cambridge. You think they are stupid? It's not just money. They know something. Tiwa Savage performed at the coronation of the King of England some days ago. She has multiple degrees, not honorary degrees, not this one these days, now that they just
Yes.
keep bombarding your inbox that they want to make you give you a doctorate. Every time I'm getting emails, want to give you doctorate, want to give you doctorate. So doctorate is all over the place in Nigeria now. You know, initially it appealed to me. But when I saw that, oh, it's not the in thing, every now and then somebody wants to give me doctorate and I have to pay $5,000 after the thing. I'm not condemning
Oh,
anybody, but I'm just
it's
trying
not
to be
free. It's not free.
factual. Sorry?
It's not free.
No, it's not free now. That was my first red flag. I say if you say something is honorary, then why do I have to pay as much as $5,000 to get it? It's everywhere now. Doctors, doctors, doctors. There's truly nothing wrong with it. Everybody has their focus, but I'm talking especially to the young people. You know, this elite, these people that we see. Look at the children of the wealthy. Look at the children of the Elumelus, of the Otedolas, of the Dangotes, of all of these people. They don't joke with others. Will it not tell you something? You that you, and I'm saying this with every sense of humility because I am one of you. You and I that didn't come from a very wealthy family, in quote. We are just hustling our way through life, fighting our ways to the top, so that even though we didn't come from a super wealthy family, by the grace of God, let a wealthy family come through us. We have to look at those people that are there and take note. Why are these people, in spite of the money that they are still going to school? You think they are stupid? Oh, you are watching from Muyo. Well done. And I'm speaking from Muyo. Well done, Daniel. All right, so that is number two. Number three tool that I would talk about is become a world-class learner. Become a world-class learner. A lot of us are in a hurry to teach. Not many of us want to learn. Become a world-class learner. Know what it takes to learn. The best way to learn is by observation. There are many things that nobody in life will sit you down to teach you, but you will learn by observation. And many of the things that I know today, I learned by observation. Every environment that I get into, I learned from that environment. I learned how to dress just by observing people. Nobody ever sat me down and said, this is how to match your colors. This is if you wear this color of tie. This is no, I learned by watching people. I take notes. I even learned how to speak by observing. When I'm before a great public speaker, I'm taking note of everything he does, how he moves, how he gesticulates, how he interjects, the vocabulary. I can even be in a church listening to a message and the pastor uses one vocabulary. I will write it down and go and search it in the dictionary. That is how I learned how to use words like discombobulated from people like Bishop T.D. Jakes. When I first heard one, I said, oh, I was discombobulated. I said, discombobulated. I wrote it down. I went to check and I saw that it meant upset. But when you say discombobulated instead of just upset, people say, at least this guy, he goes school small. And I remember when I used the term in my then former church in Warri, House on the Rock in Warri, I had a microphone and I used the word discombobulated. In fact, the whole church went on fire and that even became my nickname. Discombobulated, you know. But I learned all of those things by observation. When you get into an environment, any new environment, observe, see how things are done, see how people greet. When you get into a house, see how things are arranged. Even my house today, the way I did my house, the decoration, the interior decor and everything, I learned by observation. Sometimes when I travel and I enter some premium buildings, I see the way they do things. Say I snap pictures. I say, okay, I'll see how I can implement it in my own space. That is how you learn. So become a world-class learner. Don't be in haste to teach. Learn a lot, and let it be on an ongoing basis. And the truth is, you can learn from anybody. Learning does not have anything to do with age. You can learn from somebody that you are 20 years old younger, that you are 20 years older than, or that is 20 years younger than. You can learn from even a child. I learn from my children. I have 2 kids. I learn from them. I learn from everything possible. Yeah, so become a world-class learner. That is what will ensure that you do not expire in this super highway generation that we live in, because a lot of things are changing. So if you are not given to learning, the express will be living. So for example, everybody is talking AI now. Imagine that you are not given to learning. You will not be some AI. Let them be doing their AI. Then me, I'm on my own here. I've not finished learning TikTok. I've not finished learning Clubhouse. They are talking about AI. Which one is AI? That is how some of us, crypto revolution came and left us behind, and several other ones are coming. Your only survival skill in this world that we live in and in the future that we are moving into is your learning ability. That is what will give you an edge. Ability to sit down, learn quickly, internalize what you have learned, and see how you can apply it in what you do. All right, so, and I will also say to you, develop a curious mind, an inquisitive mind. Many of us were born, in fact, children are born with a curious mind. That's why I see a child who's always asking questions. Daddy, why this? Why that? Why is that car red? Why is that boy laughing? Children will keep asking. You were born with a curious mind, but over time, your environment took your curiosity away. Starting from your parents, every time you ask a question, they shut you up, say, shut up, you talk too much, you misbehave too much, some will even beat you, and gradually you lost your curiosity. But as an adult, please get back your curiosity. Your curiosity will help you stay on top of your learning game. Always be curious. Why did they do this and not this? Learn things. Recently, we saw stocks in Transcore Group, and few days, a bit weeks later, I sold everything again. A curious learner will sit down and start analyzing what really happened. What was he up to? Why did it play out that way? Why did the Lumelu not react in a certain way? That is how you learn. But to say you can now go and meet a Lumelu face-to-face or a dollar face-to-face and they will not tell you what they were up to, you may never have that opportunity in life, or maybe not so soon. But if you're a curious learner, you can always find answers to yourself. All right, that is number 3. Number 4, which is my penultimate point, is submit to mentorship. Submit to mentorship. Somebody says that a mentor is somebody who has gone twice the distance that you are trying to cover once. A mentor is somebody whose floor is higher than your ceiling. That is a mentor. Somebody whose ground floor is way higher than your ceiling. Somebody who has gone that road that you are trying to go. That is a mentor. You truly need a mentor. And I would say that for a guy like me who lost his biological father when he was about between 8 and 9 years old, who lost his mother in his early 20s, it is mentorship that has helped me thus far. I have been privileged and honored to have very great mentors both in and out of Nigeria. But let me say, there is a science to getting a mentor. It's not just entering their DM and say, sir, I want you to be my mentor. Please be my mentor. That is not just how it works. Why does that thing not work? It's because Anybody who is a mentor material, he has hundreds of tens and hundreds of such requests on a daily basis. So how are you going to stand out? How are you going to get noticed? How are you going to get him to reply you? How are you going to get him to give you his number? There is a science to it. It's not just to just enter somebody's day and say, I've been following you. I want you to be my mentor. No, because mentorship relationship is actually generic. It is organic. It grows gradually. It grows gradually. Yes, there could be that first point of communication, but you as the potential protege who wants that mentorship, the ball is in your court. Don't think that, oh, because, oh, eventually you got that person to say, okay, no problem, I will mentor you. Don't think that person will now wake up and just start thinking about you, calling you up and down. No, you have to position yourself rightly. And if I will tell you my secret, the master stroke to attracting high profile mentor is service and service. Number one, results, value, and humility. So I say service, you must be ready to serve. Many of the things that I know today, I learned them in the process of serving different mentors. There was a time in my life that I was the the lead of Fela Dorotoye's Gemstone Nation Builders Network in Delta State. I did that for about 2 years, doing a lot of work, even spending my own money. There were times that we had events. I used my own money to pay for hotel halls and gathered people without going to Fela Dorotoye to say, give me money for hall, even though it was his, in quote, his initiative. All right. There were several times he had events in Lagos. I wasn't based in Lagos at the time. I'll use my own money. Way back 2009, Fela Dorotoye did an urban renewal project called Mushin Makeover, where we went to Mushi to paint. Is it over 700 houses in Mushin? Okay, yeah. Were you there? Were you there? Okay, you weren't
No,
there.
I was not there, but they made the research. I noticed everything you have done for the past.
Okay,
I made the research about him.
you know. All right, so imagine that I traveled all the way from Warri with my own money to Lagos just to be a part of Mushi Makeover, just to paint houses and do all that we did. That is service. And with all of these things that I was doing, it even took a while before Fela Dorotoye finally knew me as a person. Every time we meet one-on-one, I had to reintroduce myself. Thank God for my other mentor and brother, Steve Harris, who my relationship with him, the closeness happened way faster. So every time he would be the one reminding Fela Dorotoye, you remember Treasure? Fela, okay. But in my head, I know he doesn't remember because he meets a lot of people every time, It took a while before my name finally stuck with him, my name and my face, and eventually he knew me and I had one-on-one access to him and all that. So it is service. There must be a person of value. There must be things that your skill sets. There must be some sort of exchange. If you want me to mentor you and you think you just sit there, fold your hands, and I'm just pouring into you, it doesn't work that way. I, as a person, I have needs, I have burdens. For example, if I can get a very good social media manager that can manage my social media for me, that can collaborate with me in creating content, if I can get a very good graphic designer, a very good video editor that can help me in the things that I do, you don't need to beg for it. I will mentor you well. because you are bringing value to me, but not just staying there, folding your hands, and that's how you just want to get mentorship. No, it doesn't work that way. And that is why many of these, in quote, mentors, they are not even sending you because you have not even penetrated them. Another way is through your gifts. Send thoughtful gifts on their birthday. Send thoughtful gifts, a gift that stands out. And when I say a gift that stands out, most times it may not necessarily even be an expensive gift, but there's a gift that is thoughtful, a thoughtful gift. Go and do your research about the person and find out what a thoughtful gift is to the person. I remember some years ago, a mentor of mine was to do his birthday, and I placed an order for a customized Bible for him. There's a personalized Bible where your name will be imputed. They will print that Bible on demand and your name will be in the Bible. So a scripture like John 3:16 that says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son," that personalized Bible will read something like, "For God so loved Collins that he gave his only begotten son, that if Collins believes in him, Collins should not perish but have everlasting life." So it personalizes the whole Bible and it makes it look like the Bible is talking to you as an individual. And I went out of my way to place an order for that Bible. If you search online, that Bible is still there. I think right now the price is maybe $200 or less, but those are thoughtful gifts. There's a particular mentor of mine, it was a live goat I sent to him. Some, it could just be just so. Make your research and send thoughtful gifts. It can help because even the Bible says that a man's gift makes room for him. And let me tell you what the Bible was saying there. It's not a gift as your talent. So it was a literal gift, a literal gift that you take to somebody. It's just that by implication, we have extended it to say your gifting, your talent. But that book of Proverbs is a physical gift that the Bible was talking about. That's why when people pay visits to royalties, they go with gifts, because a gift has a way of granting you access. Every time you give somebody a gift, he is okay in one way or the other. I hope you get it. So mentorship, please get mentorship. Be patient. There are mentors that it will take you even more than a year before you finally get access. Don't be hasty. Don't be rushy. Some of you, you send a DM, they don't reply. You say, that guy is proud. One day I will make it. I will also make it. It's turn by turn. You just start blabbing. No, that is not the way you call it. And some young people, they don't even know how to handle access. You get somebody's number and the next thing you are calling and calling. There are a lot of high profile people's number that I have today. I have the numbers of many of these great mentors that I've mentioned in and out of Nigeria, but that does not mean I'll just be calling them at random. No, I send a message first. If it's something that I need to call, I will even first send a message first to say, please, when is the best time to call you? Let them be the one to give you that access. But a lot of young people, you are just, come on. You wear these people out and they just see you as a joker. That's why nobody is taking you seriously. I hope somebody gets deliverance out of this session. My last point is, and that is my final point, like I told you, I wasn't coming to teach you how to make money. A lot of people would teach you how to make money. These are foundation. If you put all of these things right, you agree with me that you will make money. Learning. You will learn. If you use what I've talked about learning now and you sit down with AI and chat GPT, will you not make money? And so let's get these foundations right, because a digital product in the knowledge space, if it's not a how to make money thing, people are no more interested. That's why we're running from pillar to post. If today, if it's Amazon KDP that is the main thing, everybody will run there. If it is AI, we will run there. If it's affiliate marketing, we are just running from place to place because money is our primary motivation. But there are foundations that when you get them right, you are sorted for life. So my last point to everybody listening to me right now, and those that will get to listen to the recording of this podcast, is be prepared to make mistakes. Most times we don't talk about mistakes. Be prepared to make mistakes. You will definitely make mistakes on your journey from zero to hero. You will fall several times. You will make mistakes. You will make blunders. Yeah, there are mistakes that will roughen you, but that is part of the learning process. Don't be scared of making mistakes because many of the world's top inventions and innovations today, they were products of mistakes. Let me give you two examples. There is a drug that enhances sexual performance that is called Viagra today. Viagra, Viagra, Viagra. That drug came as a result of a mistake. Originally, it was designed to be a drug for hypertension, for reducing high blood pressure. But then it didn't, it failed. It failed. The whole thing failed. At the end of the day, in the whole research and experimentation, they discovered, okay, whilst the original intent had failed, they discovered that, okay, this thing is helping men's sexuality. And that is how that drug eventually became a sex enhancement from it is one of the fastest selling drugs in the world today because, as you know, anything that is sex related sells. That's why pornography is a multi-billion, if not trillion-dollar industry. But I'm not encouraging that. I'm just saying that, by the way. Even this sticky note that we use, some of us, we have this small sticky note that you write on and you stick on your table, on your laptops. That one was also a mistake. It came as a result of a mistake. Most times, your biggest miracles are buried in your biggest mistakes. I say that again. I say most times your biggest miracles are buried in your biggest mistakes. So don't be scared of making mistakes. It's part of the school fees that you pay in the school of success. In fact, I'm afraid of any successful man that has not made any mistake. That's, oh, I got it all right from the beginning. I got it all right. Oh, I was just accurate. I was on point. Knowledge a launch. You've never launched a product that was a failure. For example, there was a particular online course that I launched, I think about 5-6 years ago. Not one person registered for it. Not one person bought, in spite of all the effort I put into it. That was a blunder, but that was a school fees, and several other mistakes here and there. Even in life, you are not defined by your mistakes. You are defined by what you do with your mistakes. So don't be scared of making mistakes. You will make mistakes, but ensure that you learn from them. That you made a mistake does not make you a failure. A lot of people say, I hate failures. I hate failures. But when I see people make such statements, I wonder if they truly understand what this means. Because what you call failure is not a failure. It's just learning another way how it can. Edison. Look at even Elon Musk. This is a SpaceX project has failed several times. And the guy just plays over it as, okay, finally, we've seen one way where it will not work, and he moves on. There was even one that happened recently, and this is something that billions of dollars have been invested into, and is a massive flop. Just a mistake that has cost you just 100K, you want to commit suicide. Just a mistake that has cost you, say, 1 million naira, you are feeling like a failure. See, that is your school fees, is a school fees in the school of success. So don't be scared of mistakes. When they come, let them come. Somehow you will get over them. Like the late Ubon King of blessed memory, whose video was being played before I came in, who really was one of my very close mentor, had a very, very close relationship with him. I mean, very close, to the extent that I have been privileged, or I was privileged a couple of times to even see him on his underwear. That is to give you an idea of how close we were, you know. He said something that the only way to get out of trouble is to what? Get into trouble. So you must enter the fire. That the only way
Enter.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego could be delivered from the fire is for them to enter it.
Enter.
If they did not enter the fire, you see this testimony that we have been sharing about the fourth man in the fire. Thousands of messages, hundreds of messages have been preached on that chapter, the fourth man in the fire. When you go through the storm, I will be with you. When you go through the fire, the fourth man, the son of man, is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego says, we are not entering. God, don't allow us enter. That testimony will not be there. At least bad as it is, Peter also has the testimony that he has walked on water, even though it was for a few moments before he allowed fear to take over him. But if Peter didn't take the first step out of the boat, he would not have even had that experience. It's just that he allowed fear to dominate him. If not, I want to believe that if he was not afraid, if he took more steps and he just started going, he would have gingered the other disciple. Before you know, John will say, I cannot carry last. John will also come out and he will put his leg. He will start walking. Before I know it, Andrew will say, I cannot remain here. He will come out.
I'm
Before you
telling
know,
you,
even Judas will say, yes,
all
I
the
know I'm a
disciples
bad guy, but let me also join this
try.
history. Before you know it, it would have just been all of them walking on water, you know? And let me say the reason we make some mistakes is because of the people we are called to serve. You cannot heal my pain if you have not felt that pain. The best person to minister to a pain is the person that have experienced it. And I mean, especially psychological pain, trauma. Is somebody that has failed in business that can really talk to another person that is currently failing and feeling discouraged. So all of these things happen because of the destinies that are connected to us. Remember, you are not here on earth just for yourself, but there are a lot of people that are connected to you. So ladies and gentlemen, in summary, I listed 5 tools. I said, number 1, have a clear-cut vision of what you want out of life. Have clarity. And I said that clarity is born out of confusion. So it's not going to happen automatically. So every time you are feeling confused, know that clarity is around the corner. Number 2, I said, get an education on an ongoing basis. And I laid emphasis on getting a degree. Even if you feel you don't need it, it is better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. It will be a painful thing that you appear before that embassy or before that conference. There are global conferences today that they cannot invite you if you don't have a degree. Yeah? The only way they can make excuse for you is that you have become big. And many of the people that have become big over time, they go back to school. All right. So I say get an education and let it be on an ongoing basis. Then number 3, I said become a world-class learner. Develop a curious mind. Number 4, I said submit to mentorship. And I shed light on some tips that can help you to attract high-profile mentors. Number 5, I said be prepared to make mistakes because mistakes are part of the success equation. In fact, mistakes Failure and success are Siamese twins. Successful people, they have higher levels of failure, more records of failure than average people. But it is a risk for you not to take a risk because you are afraid to fail. Because the most dangerous place to be is at the middle of the road. You better just be on one side. All right. Thank you, Collins, for having me. I hope I met your expectation. Well done. Well done. And everybody that has tuned in, thank you. For those who will watch the replay or listen to the replay, thank you. God bless you, and let's keep connecting the dots of greatness. Collins, over to you.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Hope you can hear me clearly now.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Like, I agree with you. Can you hear me?
Faintly, but I'm trying.
Okay, okay. Look at my number one question on the screen.
Okay, you have a question on the screen. How did you get Ubon King to be your mentor? Well, the truth is that one just happened. It was quite automatic. I didn't really. Did I write to him to be? I didn't write to him. So that's why when you are doing your stuff, people are watching you. The rock. I knew. Then a certain friend of mine became very close to him. So that my friend in quote used to pepper us with, oh, this my mentor. Oh, I was with him. Yeah. So me, I was actually desiring to also get close access to him. But he didn't know me, you know. But somehow we were friends on Facebook. Yeah. So, well, how it happened was, I think sometime in 2015 or 2016, I posted, I shared a picture of uh, a speaking engagement I had at an NYSC camp in Akwa Ibom State in the year 2009. That was like one of my first major public speaking, over 1,000 coppers. I shared it on Facebook. Then Ubon King now commented under that, you are doing a great job. I look forward to meeting you someday. That was it. So maybe he had been observing me, most likely, So that was it. So as soon as I got that message from him, I took advantage and I went into his DM. I saw, oh, it's such an honor, sir, to have your comment. Thank you so much. Followed you from afar for a while, inspired by all you
Wow.
do, heard your story, how you rose from nothing to
Wow.
something, da 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 da. It would be an honor
Wow.
for me to also meet you one on one because I've admired you from a distance
Wow.
for a while. There was already a
Wow.
mutual connection. So he didn't take
Yes.
anything. He just said, when next you're in Lagos, let me know. We'll meet. That was it. I think about two
Wow.
months after I was in Lagos, I was going to come to Lagos and I sent him a message. I think he now gave me his number, Seth. He was gracious enough to
Wow.
also give me his number, in that Facebook chat. So I was going to come to Lagos. I told him I'll be in Lagos between this day and this day. It's okay. Let's meet at my office. And that's how we met. And the connection was very mutual. In fact, that first day we met, it was like we had known ourselves for a long time. We're just flowing. We even ate food from the same plate.
Jesus.
How the connection was. He ordered for food and he said, I will eat with him from the same plate, not my own separate, his own separate. And some of the things I said, when you're going to connect with a mentor, there are things you should do. I didn't go there empty handed. I went with an envelope that contained money. Yes, the money may not have been big, big, big to person of his caliber, but it was not so small to me at that time, you know. And I took time, even the envelope I put it, I ensured that they were all brand new name the money. He said something significant. He said, "You are very," I gave him the money and I knelt down. I said, "Pray for me." Then he said that you're a very wise guy. That many young people who come to me because they feel I'm a rich person, they come with needs. Help me this, help me that. But you are coming, and in return, he also gave me something too. He gave me a very expensive perfume as a gift that day, and that was how my relationship with him just grew until he was called upon. Yeah, so that's it.
Wow, wow, wow. Can you still hear me, sir? Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you though faintly.
Okay, okay, okay. Look at what this guy said. He said, I love this learning experience. Thank you, Collins. Thank you, Sir Treasure. I actually met you at TCN Uyo.
Yeah, I can see. Okay, Daniel. Oh, wow. Please, when you see me at TCN, let me know. I get to meet a lot of new faces every day. So sometimes uh, I miss, so, you know, you understand when you meet a lot of people I'm not claiming celebrity. It's people every now and then. So it takes me to interact with you a couple of times to register your face. So Daniel, please, if you see me in TCN Uyo, kindly call my attention and let me know that you were the one. How has Ubon King changed your life? Well, one of the greatest things that my association with Ubon King did for me was it gave me a boost in my confidence. Gave me a boost. We all need that person that believes in us, that gives us boosts of confidence. Why I really loved him and why he stood out amongst many of my mentors was he was down to earth, was very down to earth. So Bon King will give you acts anywhere he's entering, even if he's going to meet the president of a country. He will not tell you, stay back and wait for me until I'm done. He will carry you into that same room where he's meeting with the president of that country. There were some of my guys that met the late Ghanaian leader Jerry Rawlings through Bon King. So there were great people that I met through him. So he will be in a place, that car that he's entering, that luxury SUV, he will not say go and enter that small car and follow me. He will tell you come and sit in that luxury SUV. He had that honor of sitting next to him there. If you go to my social media profile, you will see a couple of pictures where we snap selfies. We're seated next to each other in a car. He was let's go and eat in that restaurant. Have you tasted that afang? I remember when we were in Calabar for free conference. He came a bit later. As soon as he came, he said, TK, sure, enter this car. I want to take you go where you go eat the sweetest afang soup when you don't eat for your life for this Calabar. Me as somebody that is coming from the wilderness of life and had not been exposed to much of that level of luxury, and now to meet a man of his caliber and the man is carrying you along, I think it gave me a moral boost, a confident boost. So it's made me entering luxury places were no more a big deal for me, so that's why over time there were some people I met who were doing good and I honored them, but who were not any close to his level. But even getting near them was a bit, in my mind, I said, well, it was a consolation to me that I'm meeting people like Ubon. Even one of my big mentors is Dr. Mike Modoc, the American preacher. I have a close one. Just a few weeks ago, I had a chat with him on his birthday. Those are people that, in public, Mike Murdoch will hug you. We even, in fact, there was a time that me and Ubon King went to see Mike Murdoch. You needed to hear what
Yeah.
Mike Murdoch told Ubon King about me. Says Treasure is an amazing guy, he's a smart guy. So I mean, you can imagine that, you know.
Mm.
So I think that thing, confidence boost was one of the biggest things that I got from Ubon King, amongst many other things, learning how to treat people, being there for people. One of the greatest lessons he taught me was learn how to generate goodwill before you need it. So learn how to make people favorably disposed towards you before you ever need a favor for them. So do good to all men. And you saw it in his life. He was there both for the wealthy and the not wealthy, for the young, the old. So I think that is it.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, sir. Can you still hear me?
Yes, your volume
Okay.
all the quite
All right.
low.
All right.
But
I'm
I hope
asking you
your
this.
audience can actually, let me assume that it's me that is not just hearing you.
Okay. I'm asking a laptop.
Sorry? I can't hear this one, no. What do you mean by results? What do you mean by results when it comes to mentorship? Are you sure I'm clear with your question? Maybe you should rephrase it. I'm not so clear with the question. What do you mean by results when it comes to mentorship?
Can you,
Okay,
can you hear me,
what did
sir?
you say? Okay, go ahead. How do you learn by
Can you hear me, sir?
observation?
I think the
Is that the
network is
question?
bad,
How do you learn by observation? Is that the question?
but it's all good. Brother Daniel, if you can hear, please tell us. If whoever that is watching, please comment. Tell me if you can hear me. Maybe it's from my side or it's from his end. My light is gone,
Sorry?
but I have lights. Ooh,
Okay,
it's
I
fine.
sincerely think you should just,
So we
any
have
other
come to an end
question,
of
if
this
we can
session.
just, I don't know if,
Moving from zero to hero, tools and guides to accelerate to the next level. Brother Treasure Carlo, I have shared everything. Yeah, I've shared everything. I don't know. It's like you said. Hello, brother Treasure, are you there?
yes, I can.
Okay, okay, you can hear me now, sir.
Sorry?
Okay, maybe it's from my side though. He said he can hear. Daniel can hear both of us. Okay, brother
Go
Treasure, can you
ahead.
hear me? Is my sound good now?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, okay, okay. No problem. You've answered my questions because of the network is bad. I'm able to see what I want to say here, but I'll come to your DM and tell you. So we've come to an end of this session. Thank you for coming to this podcast. God
All
bless you.
right.
God bless you. Thank you.
Awesome.
So we'll be ending this live
All
broadcast now.
right.
Thank you. We spent 1 hour and close to 30 minutes now. 1 hour and 30 minutes. But this 1 hour, 29 minutes and 17 seconds. Thank you and goodbye for now. God bless you, sir. Thank you for honoring my invitation.
All
God
right,
bless you.
Collins, and
Thank you.
every other person that joined us. Thank you so
All right. Bye.
much. Keep doing the great work,
Thank
and
you.
God bless you.